In the world of college gymnastics, the Southeastern Conference reigns supreme. Today, the LSU Tigers meet the Auburn Tigers, two teams looking to scratch their way into the upper echelon of the national rankings. You've come to the right place. It's SEC Gymnastics next on FSN.
Here we go, Auburn, number 1.
Mississippi State wins. Here comes the ball.
The War Eagle stands guard outside Baird Eves Memorial Coliseum as the Auburn Tigers return home for the first time in over a month to host LSU. And the fans are rabid inside Baird Eves, ranked 11th coming into today's meet. The LSU Tigers nipping at their heels, ranked 12th. They're ready for a battle on the mats. D.D. Bro's LSU team boasts one of the best vault teams in the country. Jeff Thompson in his 8th season at Auburn. Our Lori Strong-Ballard has more on what to expect from today's meet.
Well, Corey, on paper, this is a competitive competition. LSU and Auburn are so closely matched, and not just in terms of their rankings, 11th and 12th in the country, but if you take a look at their season highs and averages, they are less than a 10th apart. LSU excels on the vault and floor, and Auburn is great on bars and beam. And consider this, Auburn headed to Baton Rouge last season and beat LSU on their turf, but at the SECs, it was LSU that came out ahead. These two teams meet again, and at the midway point of the season, the coaches say it's time to turn it up a notch.
We're excited. You know, it's an SEC meet, and you always want to do your best in the conference. It's a great place to compete. The arena is a fabulous arena, and, you know, we're ready. You know, we want to come in here and just be consistent. We call it staying in our purple zone, stay focused, and all we can do is control what we do. And that's kind of our objective tonight.
You know, for us to be ranked ahead of LSU, I think this may be the first time that we've met that Auburn has been ranked higher than LSU. So it would be nice to finish the night like that and still be ahead of them.
In terms of athletes, both LSU and Auburn have some bragging rights. For Auburn, it's with Julie Dwyer, who was the 2005 SEC Freshman of the Year, and last year she was honored as the SEC Gymnast of the Year. Julie's having another great year, ranked 7th in the all-around and the number 2 ranked athlete on the balance beam. LSU will depend heavily on Kelly Phelan, their top all-arounder, who has competed in every all-around competition this year. She's also very strong on floor and vault. And wait till you see Ashley Claire Kearney, the number 2 ranked vaulter in the country, and she has scored a perfect 10 on that event. Both teams will be looking for perfection tonight. Back to you, Corey.
Well, it'll be a meet to remember here at Baird Eves Memorial Coliseum. We'll be back with the lineups when we come back. Final notes and preparations at Baird Eves Memorial Coliseum for the Auburn Tigers and LSU Tigers. Lori, let's take a look at the Auburn lineup on vault.
And this lineup would like to score over a 49. That's a 9.8 average, and Auburn has hit that 49 mark in their last 3 meets. Julie Dwyer anchors this team. She's their highest scorer, but Carmen Nelms now steps in at the last minute to replace Carmen Pinkney, who broke her ankle in October, is really just starting to get back into things. And Carmen Nelms does a great job for the Auburn Tigers with a Yurchenko layout full.
The 5'1" freshman psychology major from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
And that's interesting because she does deal with the fear factor on this vault. She has a tendency to twist a little bit early. The coaches tell me they've been working very hard on the technique and hope that getting her some competition experience will help with that confidence.
As we saw, the 9.750 for the freshman. How about the LSU lineup on bars?
Boy, they've really started to build momentum with their bar lineup in the last 3 competitions. They need to hit at least 5 out of 6 strong routines here. Summer Hubbard and Ashley Claire Kearney are their top scorers.
So LSU now will rely on senior Nikki Butler on bars.
And Nikki has tremendous experience on this event.
A 9.850 against Alabama this year.
Nice connection of toe on to handstand to Tkachev. See a giant half, again hitting that handstand position. Bail to handstand on the low bar. Little short on that last and final handstand. Heading into the dismount here. It's a difficult one, a double layout, tiny hop on the landing, but a clean routine. This dismount is an E-level dismount, one of the most difficult skills you can do, and that means she gets 2/10 a bonus. A tiny hop on the landing will be a deduction of about 1/2 a tenth.
A 9.775 for the senior from Virginia Beach, Virginia. You know, Auburn beat LSU in Baton Rouge last year, and that's some source of some pride for Lindsey Puckett.
That's definitely a confidence booster. I mean, going to their place and beating them at home, which hadn't been done in a really long time. So that was, and remembering that, I know that that's probably given them more drive tonight too, that, well, they beat us at home, so we have to beat them at home. But that's not really like a focus. A focus is just to do the routines like we do in practice and just hit.
Ultimately, a gymnast's focus is on the routines, doing the job, but there's no denying the competitiveness and the rivalry that is between all of these teams in this conference.
And Lindsey Puckett should be familiar to you. Her sister also performed for Auburn, Courtney.
An amazing athlete for Auburn, and Lindsey doing a great job on vault. Yurchenko layout full, the best vault by Auburn today. Little deduction on the landing, but the vault itself is powerful, strong. Look at the height and distance, perfect position in the air. Yes, she will get a 1/10 deduction at least on that landing.
And the judges scored a 9.8 for the sophomore from Lilburn, Georgia. Don't go anywhere. Much more LSU against Auburn when we come back. Oh, some fans just have it made. That fan can't lose tonight. It's Tigers against the Tigers. Corey Kessler along with Lori Strong-Ballard. And for the LSU Tigers, it's Summer Hubbard on bars.
And Summer has been a mainstay in this LSU bar lineup this year. She's won 2 titles so far on this event. Big combination coming up here. Giant full, right into a major release element right there. Ginger, and she's off.
Oh.
Drops to her knees. That's an automatic 5/10 deduction for the fall.
So she'll take some time, re-chalk, and hop back up on the bars.
She will begin this routine from the falling point.
What's important as a gymnast here, Lori, to get your frame of mind back?
You have to put the fall behind you. You have to understand that anything could happen throughout the rest of this competition, and this score may count. As it is right now, they may be able to drop this score, but if someone else makes a mistake, this score may still count. She's doing the job. She's finishing up strong to the end. Just the dismount. Beautiful double layout. Small hop on the landing. Very disappointing miss for Summer.
Let's see how the judges score it. A 9.325. As you said, Lori, they can drop one score if no one else falls. Here's what happened.
And you can see the bar coach, Philip Ogletree, standing in for this difficult element at Ginger just in case she falls. But you can see that she is in control. That's something that the athletes learn very early, is how to fall.
Last year's SEC Gymnast of the Year, Julie Dwyer.
Yurchenko half front layout. It's a blind landing. She takes a step back on the landing.
They call her Jules in Auburn.
Julie has total control of this vault, and her technique is exceptional. You see the block off the horse, nice stretch body position in the air, and you can see she's really trying to get that stuck landing, and that's where she comes in a little bit short with the rotation.
A 9.725 as the judges saw it. So here's the Auburn vault scores. Lindsey Puckett leads the way, and there you see the rest of them. Julie Dwyer with that 9.725. Next up for LSU, Ashley Claire Kearney on bars. A foot injury kept her out all of last year, as you mentioned, Lori.
Very powerful athlete, and LSU needs her right now. Remember, they did have the fall, so they are looking for a hit here. Giant full, sky high to Tkachev. Nice job. Straddle back to handstand. Toe on hecht, back to the high bar.
She says the gymnast she idolized most growing up was Dominique Dawes.
Excellent job, really getting after that stuck landing. Very good comeback for LSU. Giant full into the Tkachev. Look at the height she gets above the bar. Beautiful execution of that release element. Heads down to the low bar, back up to the high bar. The athletes are required to have 2 bar changes in their routine.
So LSU gets the score they needed to recoup their 9.850, and they are able to drop Summer Hubbard's score, Lori.
That's the great thing about collegiate gymnastics. It's a team sport. If someone makes a mistake, other teammates can step up. And both teams have kept this competition close so far.
Hey, where you going? Don't go anywhere. We've got more gymnastics, and it's tied after the first rotation. Welcome back to Auburn, Alabama. Barrett Eves Memorial Coliseum tied after the first rotation with LSU coming up on vault, Lori.
And this is a great event for them. They're ranked number 2 in the country, and they have an opportunity here to make up some ground.
Number 2 in the country, and there's Kelly Phelan, who will be up first on vault. Let's hear what she has to say about why LSU has such a good team in vault.
We have, Ashley, who's a great vaulter. Nikki's always been a great vaulter. This year, we just really, in preseason, just worked on numbers and making sure we had not 6 10-0 vaults, but 8 or 9. Because last year we kind of struggled. Sometimes we had to put a 9-9 vault in the lineup because we didn't have 10-0 vaults. And this year we have 6 plus some. So it's always good to have a backup. It takes the pressure off of you, and you can just go out there and, compete the vault instead of thinking, you have to stick and all that kind of stuff. So we've been working on numbers, and then lately we've been putting the hard mat in and working on sticking because we have the vaults down. It's just the landings. So I think just the repetition and knowing that you have other people to back you up.
Those are the keys to this event. LSU has the difficulty, but Dee Dee said a big score will come down to the landings. Kelly Phelan, Yurchenko layout full tiny hop on the landing, but a clean, solid vault for them. And she mentioned the 6-10-0 start values. This vault will be scored out of a 10. Nice explosive power off of the horse, a beautiful stretch position in the air, and 1/10 deduction for the hop.
A 9.80 for the academic All-American Kelly Phelan. So the lineup for Auburn on bars looks like this.
And head coach Jeff Thompson told me he's very excited about this lineup. They are showing huge improvements. Last 3 meets, all 6 athletes have hit, and that is showing some consistency.
This is Lindsey Puckett, Auburn's SEC Gymnast of the Year last year.
Mounting with a hecht over the low bar. Beautiful aggressive handstand to start off the routine. Giant full. Giant half. She'll head down to the low bar here. Bail to handstand. There's Jeff Thompson standing in. Lindsey has upgraded her difficulty in her dismount. There it is, the double layout, an E-level skill, 2/10 of bonus on the dismount. This routine doesn't have the huge release elements we've seen in a few of the routines tonight, but the dismount is nice, a small separation of the leg and the step on the landing.
And the judge scored a 9.775 for the sophomore from Lilburn. Here's Nikki Butler. As you see, she shares the number 11th ranking in the nation in this apparatus.
Looking for a clean vault and a stuck landing. Oh, and there it is. Excellent job. Nikki simply floats through this vault. It's scored out of a 10. The judges want to see the height, the distance, the form in the air. Take a look. It's all there. Beautiful legs squeezed together in the air. And of course the landing, she just drops into the perfect landing position.
And a pretty nice score there, a 9.9 in the judge's eye. Up next, the number 2 ranked vaulter in the country. Welcome back, Corey Kessler, along with Lori Strong-Ballard, Barrett Eves Memorial Coliseum. This is A.J. Mills for Auburn. Her father played basketball at Wabash College. You know, she has an athletic family.
And an athletic bar team planned here. She has 2 major release elements. So far, Auburn has shown that consistency they were looking for. Everyone has scored over a 9.75. Nice pike jagger for A.J. there. Another release element coming up right there. That's called a Horkina. Almost an elbow buckle there on the straddle back to handstand, using her athletic ability to hang in there. Here's the dismount. You can see the speed gaining in the Giants. Double layout, step on the landing. AJ has competed in the all-around every meet this year, and what a welcome contribution for this Auburn team. After last year, she was restricted only to bars and beam. There was the pike jagger, and here comes the Horkina. Starts forward in a forward swing. She uprises over the bar with flight and a half turn.
A 9.775 for A.J. Mills. Up next, Ashley Claire Kearney, out all last season with an injury. She comes back earlier this year. She got a perfect 10.
It was a great feeling. I'm glad I could help my team. You know, it was definitely a great start for the first meet. It kind of gave me reassurance that I could do it, and I wasn't going to let the injury stop me in any way. So it was a really good feeling. My first one, and it was great timing.
Remarkable to be out a whole season and come back and score a perfect 10 earlier in this season.
Nikki Butler already scored a 9.9. She's building off of that, and another huge vault for LSU. The same vault that Yurchenko layout full, even more distance, and another fabulous landing. Take a look at the power. Beautiful. There's no rushing this technique. You see a solid block from the horse before the twist begins.
All smiles after that. A 9.975 for Ashley Claire Kearney.
That means one judge did give her a perfect 10.
And LSU with some solid scores on vault, anchored by that performance by Ashley Claire Kearney. Next up, the SEC Gymnast of the Year last season, Julie Dwyer.
Jeff Thompson and Julie both told me she may experiment with a new combination into her dismount. Combination into her release element, giant full to Tkachev. A little bit short on her handstand out of the straddle back. If she does it, that new combination would come right here. Giant full. Here it is, double layout. She does it. A little short on the landing. She took the risk, though. Julie also mentioned that it is one of her goals to become the SEC all-around champion, and to do that she needs to add some bigger difficulty to her routines. This was sort of an experiment tonight to see how it goes. She does need to work a little bit on getting a little more speed into the double layout to get that landing secure.
Well, there you see the 9.750. Christina Voss led the way for Auburn on bars. There you see the combined score of 48.825. Don't go anywhere. We're back to Baird Eves Memorial Coliseum with a tight match between the Tigers and the Tigers. Welcome back to the Alabama Plains, the LSU Tigers and the Auburn Tigers. Someone's looking for a perfect 10. Will it happen? Corey Kessler along with Lori Strong-Ballard. Got a tight meet here. Here's the lineup for Auburn on beam.
And Auburn is ranked number 5 in the country on beam, but beam coach Rochelle Thompson tells me they've had a big loss, mentally, emotionally, and physically, when Kayla Geese went down with a season-ending knee injury when they competed against Alabama earlier this year. Trying to regain some confidence here.
Here's the senior, Shanna Samero. She's improved every year, according to her coach. She earned the Rock Award for hitting on 95% of her routines as a sophomore.
And what's interesting about that is her freshman year when they were competing against LSU in Baton Rouge, Shanna tore her Achilles tendon. She rehabbed, came back, and won that Rock Award, hitting 95% of her routines, and so solid so far in a difficult back handspring layout tumble series. Switch leap straddle jump. Big wobble on a full turn, that is a required element. Hitting the big stuff, missing some of the small stuff. They are relying on her experience here as a senior and the lead-off beam worker. They need to start off solid, round off double twist dismount. Take that wobble out from the full turn, and this is a solid beam routine. Toughest part of the routine right here, the tumble series. 3 connected tumbling elements, back handspring, layout. She's so solid and confident.
A 9.725 for the senior from South Carolina. So here's LSU's lineup on floor.
LSU has also improved over the last 3 meets on this event. Their highest score of the season came against Georgia just a few weeks ago.
And here's the talented Ashley Claire Kearney for LSU.
We saw Ashley's power on the vault just a few moments ago, scoring that huge 9.975. She'll show some of that power here on floor. Double Arabian, chest a little low on the landing. She takes a step forward.
Says she wants to go to law school after her gymnastics career. Of course, that would make her favorite TV show Law and Order.
Lisa Rennie, her teammate on the sidelines, dancing along with her. Second tumbling pass, double pike, sky high, beautiful landing on that one. Most of the athletes, at least those who compete on floor, say that this is their favorite event to perform on. You can really let loose, show off your personality, and have some fun, not only with the crowd, but with your teammates as well. Great difficulty in this routine for Ashley, showing off that power, just a small stumble out of the opening tumbling pass. Let's take a look here. Round off back handspring, she does a half turn into a double front. You can see her chest is low on the landing, but she's also looking for that corner to make sure that she doesn't step out of bounds.
There it is, a 9.7 for Ashley Claire Kearney. Here's Lindsay Puckett. You see her career high, a 9.9 in this event.
And I have to mention, while we're talking about scores, I think they've been a little bit tight tonight. They seem to be lower than normal. The athletes are really having to work for those high scores. A 9.7 for Ashley Claire Kearney's floor team seems a little low. Three-quarter twisting straddle jump. Nice execution in the split position. Usually performs back handspring layout. Only does the layout tonight, but it's solid and secure.
I'm always amazed that that beam is only 4 inches wide.
This is an event that requires a tremendous amount of practice and numbers, not only in the gym, but you get better and better the more you compete on it when you put yourself in those high pressure situations. And that's something that Rochelle Thompson, their beam coach, tells me that they do quite often in the gym. Right from the beginning of this training year, they start to put their athletes in high pressure situations, doing pressure sets in the gym. Dismount, big time, double back, and she nails the landing. That is an E-level dismount, and she does it with ease. There's Rochelle Thompson right there, very pleased with her athlete's performance.
Take a look at the dismount one more time.
Lindsay told me she's had a slow start to this season, came out strong, but then struggled. But tonight she wants to turn over a new leaf, and she does exactly that there.
All smiles after a 9.875. Don't go anywhere. We have Kelly Phelan on floor when we come back. Welcome back. The Auburn Tigers and LSU Tigers in a heated gymnastics meet. This is Lauren Klein. You see 2 wins in 07 on the floor. She says if she could compete in another sport, Lori, it would be dance.
And you'll see why here. She's pretty much a floor specialist. This is where she's most consistent. We'll see some of that dancing ability and personality. Opening tumbling pass, difficult one. Full in, back out. Really working hard to hold on to that lunge position on the landing.
She says the gymnast she looked up to the most growing up was former Olympian Shannon Miller.
One of the most decorated gymnasts in the U.S., possibly in the world, is Shannon Miller. Really working the personality, something that the judges are looking for. They want to be entertained by the routine.
It's got a little Mardi Gras theme in the music.
How appropriate. Final pass, double back, another excellent landing. High quality, good difficulty, and Lauren executed this very nicely. Opening tumbling pass. This is the most difficult one. It's a full twist and 2 rotations.
So a 9.9 for the 4'11 sophomore Lauren Klein. Julie Dwyer up next on floor. The team's been improving, and hey, they want more this year.
That's something that we have tried to do this year, is go into every meet saying we're going to win. We're not just going to go out there and do our best and try. We're going to go out there and have the confidence to win. And I think the rankings help, definitely, and the confidence we gained from last year, beating LSU at LSU. Got a lot of momentum going into tonight.
Auburn has definitely raised the bar this year, and they are stepping up to the challenge, changing their mindset, really expecting themselves not to just do the routine, but to hit it with excellence.
The second best gymnast in the nation on the beam.
A handspring layout, solid. I think the sign of a good beam worker is one that makes the viewer feel at ease. They can really enjoy the routine and the presentation of it rather than cringing, and that's something that Julie does a good job with. You can hear the music in the background. That's just background music. Front tuck solid into a changement jump. Gaining difficulty for the front tuck, as well as a combination bonus by adding that final jump to the front tuck. Julie's been calm and composed through this entire routine. Just the dismount, double twist, nails the landing. Phenomenal. Precise and exact all the way through to the landing. What's not to love about this routine? This is the most difficult tumble series right here. Back handspring, layout.
A 9.9 for Julie Dwyer in her favorite event.
No falls counting for Auburn. That's 5 out of 6 hits. They can drop the 9.3, and a stunning routine by Julie Dwyer, 9.9.
And there you see the score for Auburn on beam, 48.950. Here's Kelly Phelan, a 2006 All-American selection on the floor exercise. Interesting to note, Lori, after her gymnastics career, she would like to become an actress.
Really?
Yep. And her favorite actress right now is Kate Hudson.
Opening with a front double twist to a punch front. A little bit of a direction problem there. We'll definitely see a little bit of that drama in her dance. Second tumbling pass, double pike. Hops out on the landing, 1/10 deduction there, but holds it in bounds.
When asked which team she likes to compete against the most, she said every single one of them. That shows some competition in this young athlete.
Well, if you're on a team, especially in the SEC, you better be competitive. Probably the most dominating conference in the country. The SEC is front layout full to a front tuck full. Another strong routine for LSU. Both teams getting the job done. Opening pass, front tumbling, double twist, front tuck, a little bit of a direction problem, small deduction there.
A 9.775 for Kelly Phelan on the floor. Lauren Klein led the way for LSU at that 9.9, Lori.
But Didi was not happy with most of these scores. She put in several judging inquiries. That means she wants the judges to go back and look at their notes. They did, and they awarded Lauren Klein an extra quarter tenth. This competition is still close.
And welcome back. Auburn gearing up for the final rotation. They'll be on floor.
Rochelle Thompson leading her team in a cheer. She's the associate head coach there at Auburn, and back in the day was the SEC all-around champion, and she competed for LSU.
And here's her lineup on floor.
Traditionally, Auburn's very entertaining on floor, and keep in mind, they've been competing on the road the last several weeks. They will be looking forward to competing in front of the home crowd tonight.
Here's the freshman, Christina Voss. They call her Chrissy, a National Honor Society member in high school. She hails all the way from Arizona.
Opening pass, double back, solid landing, not huge difficulty, but clean. Auburn actually had a bye week last week. They didn't compete last weekend, and that means that they had a little extra training time. Something that Jeff Thompson, the head coach, told me that they are really working on upgrading their difficulty on this event. Maybe not in this competition, but in the next couple weeks they'd like to add some more difficulty.
They haven't competed at home in over a month, so a welcome return for their fans.
The floor routine is a minute-and-a-half long final tumbling pass. Double pike, takes a big step back but holds it in bounds. Pretty solid routine. Now Auburn has suffered one fall already. This was a great comeback routine for Christina Voss. Again, not the huge difficulty we see from some of the top teams like Georgia and Florida, but it was clean and well presented.
And the judges score a 9.725. And we are in the final rotation. As you know, LSU gearing up for their beam routine.
LSU has a lead, but it is slim, trying to stay focused here. They talked about staying in that purple zone. This is an event that they have struggled on a little bit with their consistency this year. They need to be solid. 6 out of 6 routines.
First up for LSU, Lisa Rennie, season high score. You see a 9.850. Interesting to note, she said if she could invite any one person to dinner, it would be baseball player Alex Rodriguez. Of course, on a double date with Christy, her teammate, and Derek Jeter. Interesting to note.
Lisa has some nice difficulty. We saw a big mount, the round-off layout. Pike jump to a pike kick open. Yes, she is supposed to come down low on the beam. As a sophomore, Lisa scored a 9.975 on this event. She's been a little bit inconsistent with her gymnastics this year, has had to work hard in the gym to get back in the lineup. Way off on that one-arm back handspring layout, but somehow she holds it on. Lisa looks like she's actually enjoying herself up there, competing for her team and doing a good job. Front handspring, gainer full. She fought through this entire routine. Started off with a risky mount, the round-off layout. And here's that tumble series. She should have been off the beam. Take a look. The back leg is way out of line. Somehow, she knows exactly where she is, does take the wobble and a deduction, but stays on the beam.
And a pep talk from Didi Bro, a 9.7 for Lisa, as you saw. Here's AJ Mills for the Auburn Tigers.
Remember, AJ was only competing on bars and beam for them last year because she had some shin injuries. They're glad to have her back on floor. Opening pass, double pike, sky high, and she bails out mid-rotation and under-rotates, a 5/10 deduction. AJ also fell on beam, This could be a little bit of a problem of blocking out that mistake on beam and coming back on floor. Again, it's important to put that fall behind her, finish their team strong. Front handspring front layout to a front full. One of the hardest things on floor especially is after you make a mistake, you still have to perform and dance and put that smile on your face and act as if it didn't happen. So this is where things stand. LSU headed into the final rotation with a slim lead, 0.15. Now Auburn already had a fall earlier in their lineup, and now they have a second fall. That means that they will be counting a fall here, and that hurts. Finishes up, but an uncharacteristic bailout in her first tumbling pass for A.J. Mills. She had incredible height in this opening pass, double pike. Take a look at the height, sky high. Right there, she lets go of her legs. She thinks that she knows where the floor is. Her timing is off. The hands go down. It's a 5/10 deduction.
9.175. They'll have to drop that score, Lori. Moving on to Ashley Claire Kearney for LSU on beam, who's leading the all-around at this point in the meet.
Ashley's looking for her fourth big score. We've seen some big ones from her, including a 9.975 on vault. She also needs a hit to help her team get this win as well. See the focus as she heads into her tumble series. Back handspring layout. Holds on with a small wobble. Ashley struggled on this event in her last competition.
Her favorite reality show? American Idol. I'm sure she's the idol of some young gymnast out there.
Side aerial. Dismount, gainer pike from the end, finds a stuck landing. Solid routine. That may be enough to win her this all-around title. Here's the tumble series, back handspring layout. She does a nice job of pushing through her legs so that they are tight and straight in the air and holds on to just a tiny wobble.
What did the judge score it? The judges scored a 9.850 for Ashley Claire Kearney. Don't go away. We'll wrap things up. Just a few gymnasts left.
5 would win her the all-around title over Ashley Claire Kearney. Opening tumbling pass. Front through to a double tuck. Excellent job. Lindsay was very adamant that tonight was the night that she was going to turn her season around, and boy, has she been hot so far.
And what a perfect time to turn it around.
Possible all-around title on the line here. Whip half, front full. And of course, she's trying to get the job done for her team. Even if they don't get the win here, they need a strong score that will go into their RQS. Their RQS is their regional qualifying score. That means that they take 2 away scores, 2 home scores, and 2 at-large, drop the high and the low, and the average of those remaining scores will give them their RQS, and that's how the rankings are determined. Final tumbling pass here, double pike, excellent job. Another great routine for Lindsay.
But will it be enough to help her grab that all-around title?
You know, it was a strong routine with a very strong finish. Let's take a look at that final tumbling pass, showing nice difficulty here. double pike, good stretch into it, solid landing, but you know, as conservative as these scores have been, a 9.95 would be so tough, and there it is, a 9.825.
So we know the all-around title will go to LSU's Ashley Claire Kearney. Right there, you're looking at Kelly Phelan getting a pep talk from Dee Dee Bro before she goes up on the beam.
And so far, LSU has hit beam, an event that has given them troubles this year. A huge mark of improvement for LSU. We're midway through the season, and these are the types of performances the teams want to start putting together, those hits, building that confidence as we head towards the SEC championships. Back handspring layout, just a tiny wobble. Switch leap into a tuck full. Anytime you add a twist or a turn to a jump, it increases the difficulty. Nice difficulty coming here. Front tuck, solid and aggressive. Five out of 6 scores count towards the team score. There it is, number 5 for LSU. A little fist pump, she is happy.
She knows it was a good routine.
Her focus was incredible here. She knew that this team win was on the line, so aggressive on that front tuck.
The pressure's off, a 9.850, a big hug from Dee Dee Bro and the rest of her teammates. So there's LSU's score, overall score on beam.
Anytime you score over a 49, that is truly a good score. That means you're averaging about a 9.8.
Here's Julie Dwyer. You see her career on the floor exercise, 4 scores of 9.9.
Julie had the highest score on beam tonight of a 9.9. She's been solid, just that step forward on the landing of the new risky dismount on bars. She's been training more difficulty in the gym. She can actually do a double layout there where you see the double pike. She hopes to add that in a few weeks. We're seeing Auburn use a lot of this really heavy, strong, powerful music. It's almost like they're trying to show that that's their new attitude this year. They want to be powerful. They want to be contenders. Wolf full to a straddle full. Final tumbling pass. Last tumbling pass of the competition. It's a difficult one. A 2.5 twist to a front tuck. Another solid routine for Julie Dwyer.
And a big hug from Jeff Thompson.
We saw some great performances from Julie and this Auburn team tonight, but 2 falls on floor will definitely hurt them, and it's not going to cut it when you're going up against an SEC rival like LSU.
A 9.775. Lindsey Puckett led the way for Auburn on floor at that 9.825. And having to count a 9.175 on floor really hurt this Auburn Tiger team in the last rotation on the floor exercise. The LSU Tigers get the job done on the road at Auburn. Some revenge for last year's loss to Auburn in Baton Rouge. There you see the final score. Lori Strong-Ballard has more with the winners.
Thanks, Corey. A huge SEC road win for LSU. Coach, how do you think your team performed tonight?
Well, Lori, I felt like we fought through the entire competition. We had a slight edge. I think it was tied after the first event, had a slight edge at each event, at each turn of the competition. But we fought hard for every 10th we got tonight.
And speaking of fighting, it seemed like you did have to fight for those scores. Tell us about that.
Well, it was a little disconcerting when you had the separation in the scores that we had sometimes. There's a lot of discrepancies, which opened the door for us to put in a lot of inquiries. We got a few back, but not nearly to my satisfaction. But you know, I just feel like at this level, when we compete at this level, the scores should be a little bit closer together.
You won this competition tonight on the balance beam, which this year has been a little bit of an inconsistent event for you. Tell us about the performance of your team there.
Well, you know, it's frustrating because we're a great practice team on beam. Ashley Claire Kearney did a great job. She was in the middle of the lineup and really supported the end of the lineup. But our first two people, Sabrina Franciselli and Nikki Butler, I think set the tempo. Lisa Rennie, little breaks we shouldn't have had, but I think she was practicing to do that during the warm-up. But the end of the lineup, we just went, you know, clean through and did a great job without any falls. And on beam, when you're struggling on beam, you want to leave the arena with no falls.
Congratulations, Coach. Great win tonight. And Ashley Claire Kearney, the all-around winner tonight, the second of this season, the third in your career. I know the team win is the most important, but was this a little bit of the icing on the cake?
Oh, it definitely felt good to go out there and hit 4 for 4 and contribute to the team the best I can. The team, we did a great job. We definitely fought for everything we got, but this is in no way, you know, all that LSU Gymnastics is. We have so much more to prove and so much more to show, and we've been working really hard in the gym, and it's definitely going to show in the end.
Well, congratulations on the all-around, a big team win, and Coach, good luck with the rest of the season. Back to you, Corey.
Well, Lori, thanks so much. There you see Ashley Claire Kearney. Final scores in the all-around. Lindsay Puckett right behind her from Auburn. But it's the LSU Tigers who get it done on the road at Auburn in Baird Eves Memorial Coliseum. It was a great match. For Lori Strong-Ballard, I'm Corey Kessler. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.